SafeWord, the online platform for learning, teaching, and opening the eyes of our audience to the world of kink and BDSM. The content of our show and this page are meant for mature audiences and aren't suitable for younger viewers.
No peeking.
Blindfolded. And today, I'm going to be talking to you about the blindfolds. But first, before we get into that, I wanted to give you a little bit of what I'm feeling in the dark. Everything is heightened. I can hear things that I wouldn't normally hear. The buzzing of electronics around me, and the lights, the photography lights. In a scene, being blindfolded, you definitely feel tingling, and I can feel that now. Because at any moment, at any time, something could happen. And I'm not all the way aware of when or what could be coming next. It might even be a little bit of anxiety. Anxiety of not having full control over what is happening around me. But exciting, freeing, explorative. Anything could happen blindfolded. And it's really up to you, and your imagination is your limits on how well these blindfolds increase your sexual anticipation or don't. You can lose yourself in this. You can make up any fantasy you have going in your head. If it's just you and a partner, that partner could walk out of the door for a second and pretend like they're bringing somebody else in. And even if you know there's no one else coming in, that's your guys' negotiation and agreement. The mind is a powerful tool, and it's amazing what can be happening in here by somebody whispering something here, by somebody touching you a certain way, or even a touch on one side and then a smack coming from the other. It's exhilarating. It's freeing if you allow it to be. Blindfolds. They've become so common, it's hardly seen as a kink. But as we spoke about before, a lot of things fall under the category of kink.
Did I tell you?
Anything
Look,
can be kinky if you decide
pull
to
that
be.
blindfold back down.
As long as everyone consents, control over someone's senses can be a powerful, powerful tool. Blindfolds can be added to nearly anything to enhance everything that someone experiences. Eliminating one sense heightens the others. Not being able to see makes you more reliant on sound, touch, taste, and smell. Taking away any visuals, you don't know what to expect, and it massively increases any sexual anticipation. So what would happen if we added earplugs to the mix? and then introduced sensory play. A soft feather, a fluffy fur, a massager rolling up your body.
I knew I should have tied you up.
Sensory overload.
Why are you pulling your
But you don't
blindfold
have to
up?
bring in just the sensory of touch. You could blindfold someone and then bring in sensory of taste. Aphrodisiac, anyone?
Ooh, you are just asking for it, aren't you?
So now, into some safety tips and things you should think about before you try blindfolds. Blindfolds aren't dangerous, but they do require a level of trust. Some people may be claustrophobic, which can make wearing a blindfold scary. Blindfolds should be secure, but not tight. Remember, it's over the eyes. So too tight, and it can cause pain and damage to your eyes, the bridge of the nose,
Wait,
or even your ears.
wait.
And when tying a knot,
What are you
especially
doing?
a double knot, it should
Are
be
you
secured
peeking?
towards the side of the head, in case that person might be lying down. You don't want it to press into the back of the head and cause pain. And speaking of positions, positioning of the blindfolded person is also very important. Eliminating sight can make a person off balance. So it's a good idea to have something secure nearby that they can latch onto, be it an anchor or a chair or even you. When removing the blindfold, dim the lights so that your partner's eyes can adjust gradually to the natural lighting again. Then, remove the blindfold. So, we learned quite a lot today, but there's only one question left. How do you fare in the dark? In the dark, in the dark. Your secret thing with me.
Blindfolds. You can use anything for blindfolds. Blindfolds help dull the senses, puts you really into your mind. Psychological warfare playing. You may not know what's happening next, so now you listen more attentively. With blindfolds, you may not know what's happening next, so you listen more attentively. You feel more. Your other senses get heightened.
Hold on, baby, not yet.
See, with blindfolds, you can act like, and I guess, make them worry more. Make them think something is about to happen, and it's gonna be, you know? And then it doesn't happen, you know? And it'd be something completely different. You think you're about to get hit, you know, with a paddle or something. Say you think that you're about to get hit with a paddle, but then
What
you
part
get
of this
tickled
aren't you
with
getting?
a feather.
Put the blindfold down.
You know, you can do so much with blindfolds that people don't even fathom sometimes, even imagine. You can use your hands to blindfold someone. Blindfolds can be used in all ways, all shapes, all manners. My blindfold here is only a tie. It's a tie. You know?
I like to whisper too. When that blindfold is on, your eyes belong to me.
Have you ever noticed when you have your eyes closed, everything just feels so close and you feel a little anxious? Whenever one sense is weakened, the others are heightened. I naturally can't see that well, so whenever I'm blindfolded, I almost feel calm, but that anxious feeling, anticipating the next thing that's gonna happen, it's almost exciting. It's really exciting to me. It's sensory deprivation. You can smell the changes in the air. The candle's going, you can smell when the air in the room is shifted. Your skin's almost tingly. I feel like my skin's really tingly right now because it's waiting for something to happen. My heart's racing a little bit. Nothing sounds so loud right now. I remember the first time I was ever blindfolded, I was like 19. And I was dating someone. We were friends first, so we were friends for 3 years first. And when we started dating, we had that level of trust. And he was quite a bit older than me. I think almost 10 years older than me. I think he was in his 30s. And I was 19. But nonetheless, he was a Gemini, and I'm a Taurus. I don't know if
You
anyone
looking
thinks
isn't allowed.
astrology, but nonetheless.
Pull that blindfold back down.
The first time he blindfolded me, he laid me down and just started massaging me. But he would start on a certain area and then he would stop. And then I wouldn't know where he was going to start next, if he was going to touch a hand, or if he was going to touch the thigh, or if he was going to touch a breast. Just waiting
Are
for
you
that
peeking?
next move.
That's a paddling.
Definitely got everything going.
Shh. Just trust the experience.
So, blindfolds. Everyone's talking about how blindfolds enhance your other senses, but nobody's really talking about what happens when you get your first blindfold experience, when you can't see. Now, if you listen to everyone else, you're gonna have these amazing sense of hearing, and your sense of taste and your sense of smell is gonna be incredible, and your sense of touch is gonna be so invigorating. But the very first time you get blindfolded, you're not gonna turn into Spider-Man, and you're gonna fumble around a lot. So, blindfolding you, and you can't see, and it's a new experience for you, it's not gonna be all that people are cracking it up to be your first go-round. You're gonna have some mistakes, and you're gonna have some exciting experiences. It's gonna be new, and sometimes people don't really like new.
Hands at your sides.
So, the
and
first time you're
blindfold
blindfolded,
down.
here's what you can expect. You're taking away one of your most relied upon senses. So, you are going to feel a little scared. You're also going to be really excited. And you might panic a little bit. And you might even, stub a toe or two. But it's all part of the fun and games of blindfold and sensory play. So, your heart might race a little bit more. And whether it's from a panic or excitement, it's up to you. And it honestly it's all really up to you how well you enjoy this experience. You can be panicking or you can be excited. Either way, you're going to have your heart racing. So you have that to look forward to. So the longer you stay blindfolded, the more your other senses do start to compensate for trying to help you navigate your surroundings while you're blindfolded. So yes, your sense of touch is going to go up a little bit. You're actually going to be able to feel things in the way, like a gut instinct, but it's literally just your body being overly cautious. You're going to have a heightened sense of taste, so I recommend trying to eat some strawberries or bring some chocolate in the bedroom for your first blindfold experience, because that can be pretty kinky. You're going to have a heightened sense of smell, and I don't recommend, aromatherapy during a blindfolding session. Just too much potential to cause a headache. My personal experience. And you're going to have a heightened sense of hearing, and you're going to be able to feel like you can hear vibrations in the air, and you're really not. Yeah, you're really not. You're just being more aware of sounds that have always been there. You're just now having to rely on them more than usual. So stimulating a person's hearing is going to be one of your go-tos when you start experimenting with a blindfold, because you can start to play around with where's the noise coming from. They can't see where you're at, so if you can move quietly enough and whisper in each of their ears, you can confuse your partner about where you're at in a room. The lower you go, the more bass you put in your voice, the more sultry and seductive you can sound to your partner, the better. Just give it a shot.
You just don't learn, do you? This is your last warning.
Your first sexual experience while you're blindfolded is gonna be hit or miss, and the important thing is to always try it a second time. But your first sexual experience being blindfolded is should be exhilarating. It's stimulating every sense other than your sight. You're being spontaneous. You're raising a level of excitement, and that can enhance pleasure. That can get you a little bit more randy for your partner. It can be used as a form of teasing. It can be used as a form of denial. It's all up to how you want to play your first blindfold experience. But when it comes down to this sexual experience of blindfolds, it's important that you keep in mind that they're in a very compromising and vulnerable position that they're sharing with you. And as long as you can pay attention to that, there's nothing barring you from having a great sexual experience experimenting with blindfolds. So, without further ado, let me remind you how you once feared the dark.
Some B-roll. What should I do as B-roll for this? Like, I got you. Oh, Daniel-san. no peeking. You know what I'm saying?
Blindfolds. Somewhat of a favorite of mine. So, without further ado, let me remind you of why you once feared the dark.
That's all.